YouTube. Hmm? Sorry, guys. We'll start in a bit now. Okay, just a minute. I'll show you. Okay, intro. Hello, guys. Good afternoon. Okay, good afternoon. I really appreciate that you are on time and you for giving us this opportunity to encroach into your time, into your day. I know it's not easy for us to be on your day, but I really appreciate that you're creating time for us. Every time we call that week, you always call, as in you always give us your attention. So today, let's go straight to today because we have really delayed a little. We are here with CVR. I know CVR is not an unfamiliar name in the industry. We have seen their products both in Lagos, Abuja, in the East. And some of us are really curious that why is everybody buying CVR? I even know somebody called Engineer Oye. As in, like maybe they should even tag him as CVR ambassador. Ambassador. So now we're here today with their representative in Nigeria, and he's going to be telling us what is it about CVR, as in how the CVR come into our lips. Because I know in the last 5 years nobody was talking about CVR, but now many people are talking about CVR, CVR, CVR everywhere. What is it about CVR? So with we can't stand. I cannot say we stand innovation. Okay, I'm bringing to you right now the representatives of CVR in Nigeria, and I think maybe in the whole West Africa region. Can we kindly, in our own little way on Zoom, give our clapping, what will I say, clapping recognition for our representative? So kindly, Miss Mr. Sorry. Yeah. So we have the CVR representative in Nigeria among us. Please, okay, people are already clapping. I can see 3 people clapping already. Thank you very much. Please, network is on. Sorry, bear with us. I don't know what's wrong with network today. His own network, our guest network. I think, because he's a busy man. Anywhere the meeting meets him, that's where he gets.
Hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now, sir.
Okay, that's better.
Yes.
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody.
Good
My
afternoon, sir.
name is, yeah, my
Network. Mm. I'm so sorry, guest. I think our guest has a very bad network section where he at. Please kindly bear with us as he reconnects himself back to us. Please, guys. Okay, we have for one of our programs. The first program we did loudspeaker design, and the second one we did multi-track. We did multi-track recording, post-production, how to prep for your post-production, and what is most important whenever you want to capture for your most post-productions, and know how to capture for your post-productions. So both of them, we have both of them on YouTube right now. I think we have Mr. Onyedika back. If not, I will begin to do a recap of the previous one. Mr. Onyedika. Okay, you have the floor.
The network here is not helping. I had to get another phone because and I don't know how well I can share my screen here, but I don't know if everybody can hear me clearly.
I can hear you clearly. We can hear you clearly. And we can see you.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go on now.
All right. So thank you, Debby. Thank you so very much.
Thank you too.
Can't see myself. Okay. Thank you so very much for this opportunity. First of all, let me start with commending you for the great job that you are doing already.
Thank you.
The sound ecosystem is in Nigeria is a growing space. Like you said during your introduction, you not know CVR except for a few years ago. Very true, but it doesn't mean that ourselves we've not been in the system for a very long time. But with what you're doing, it brings a lot of stability for not just sound engineers, and but even to the end product users, the consumers themselves. Things that we can refer to every time as Nigerians to get clarity, whether it's on product or advice on what to do. So first is commendation, and then let me now start talking a little about CVR. CVR here in Nigeria, CVR as a company has been, in the sound space for a very long time. But for Nigeria here, we first started bringing in CVR in the year 2013. That's about 12 years ago. So let me explain it a little. Our company is I'm second generation the business. I'm the second generation of the business. My dad is in the business, same as my younger brother. So it's the three of us that are jointly representing CVR here in Nigeria. 2013, my dad met with them, and then we got the franchise to be able to sell it here in Nigeria, and we've been selling it since for the past 12 years. My dad is TI Reward. He has been in the sound system, the ecosystem since 1980. So 1980 till now is about 45 years or so. Yeah, 45 years he's been selling sound. But why myself, I joined in the year 2010 here in Lagos. That's when we opened operation. But we started selling CVR in Nigeria in 2013. And like all products, it takes a while for it to gain ascendancy, for people to start knowing the quality and knowing how good the product. It takes quite a while. initially it became very popular in the southeast and south, and then maybe part of the north, but it didn't gain that much traction here in Lagos till about 3 or 4 years ago. Of course, what it takes for marketing, product testing, demonstrations, and all of that before people will now start embracing it. Yeah, but 12 years CVR has been in Nigeria. What we have for CVR, unlike some products that we'll find in the market or we'll find in the ecosystem, that are products that people go and say, okay, this is what I want, produce for me. What we have for CVR is just a franchise to sell it in Nigeria, not even in West Africa. So, for instance, if you go to Ghana, there is someone else that is representing them in Ghana and some other African countries. But here in Nigeria, we are the ones with the franchise to, to sell it. While I'm doing that, I want to see if I can get my sorry, hold on. Hold on. I'm just trying to see if I can get my can't find it. I wanted to get my presentation so that I can share it on my screen, but clearly it's not still showing up. Just give me a while. So back to what I was saying, so what we have here in Nigeria is full representation for all CVR products. And we've been doing that for the past 12 years. Now, there are a lot of challenges that come with things like that. When Nigerians see good products, a lot of people want to imitate it. A lot of people want to buy it for themselves. It's okay. The major thing is, once it's the quality you're looking for, then you have to really think about CVR. Now, I want to now go straight into what is my job for this afternoon, which is to review the product. Now, I have some people I see here. One of the I can't talk about CVR here in Lagos and the whole of Southwest, knowing that Lagos is the commercial city of Nigeria, is the commercial capital of Nigeria, without mentioning some really good guys that have helped us in the journey. You mentioned Engineer Oye. You mentioned he's been very instrumental, not just because he uses the product, but for a while now he's been my friend. Engineer Paul. Tunde at the very beginning was very, very, very instrumental. He was one of the first people that had the product here in Lagos and has helped us. And of course, I can see some people here that I know that, of course, have gotten the product. Maybe if it's just amp, or maybe it's a speaker, whichever it is, I've gotten something out of and used a CVR product before. I don't just want to read the screen. I want to be able to share my screen with you. Oh my God. I don't know if everybody's still here with me. If you're here with me, maybe make a comment. Okay, very well. Very well. Thank you. All right. Thank you. So I want to share my screen with you. Because of network, I have to switch to another phone. I still can't seem to get my documents. If I'm not able to, maybe I can send it to Debby. I don't know, Debby, is it possible I send it to you and maybe probably you can share it from there? Is it possible?
Yes, we have a WhatsApp group that you can see share the document, but you can just tell us the specifications.
Yes.
As in, what makes CVR CVR?
Yeah,
what makes CVR different? You can start with the speakers, then we'll move down to the amplifiers.
Amplifiers and all of that.
Talking about the drivers, talking about the cabinets, the SPL, the power rating, the
Yeah,
sound pressure
yeah.
level, rather, the sensitivity and every other thing.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm sending you that,
Send me to
and
me.
of course.
Okay, you can send it to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so what? So I want to start with our best selling products, and then I can move it up from there. Um, you know, furthermore. So let me start with the line arrays. So we have different line arrays, and very, very, very good. All CVR products are made with beech plywood, which is one of our major selling points. When I first yeah, can you hear me? So
We
yeah,
can hear
so
you.
all
We can hear you.
all if you're not able to share it, I can of course do it from my own end here. All CVR products are made with beech plywood, and they are very much beech plywood is very much when I first came into Lagos, and someone asked me about the product, and he said he was going to use it just by the uh, it was a beach house that he wanted to use it, and he said the problem he has had with some other products he had gotten in time past is that after the salt water blows on it for a while, it gets to the wood, and then the speaker starts falling out and all that. And he said he has used these products after he used it for about 2 years. Confirming the beech plywood, of course, is the one of the best woods to use in making a speaker. So we have for our line arrays, we have our double 10, double 12, and double 8 inches line array. Now, all very, 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 very good. Those for our double line arrays. There is for the double 10, we have the two-way and of course the three-way. For the double 12, we have the three-way and the two-way. So I'll work it up from that upward. So the two-way double 8 inches line array. Let me just give you some specifications. I'm presently okay. Yeah, on it now. So the power handling for this one, for the low frequency is 400 watts. That's the RMS, and it can get as much as 1,600 watts for the peak. For the high frequency, 400 watts RMS, and that can get as much as 400 watts peak. That's for the HF. The sensitivity is 100 dB for the LF, and then 101 dB for the HF. The SPL is 125 dB peak. That's of course the peak for the low frequency, and for the high frequency it is 128 dB. So yeah, this is for the double 8 inches line array. The model is W208, and of course there's the W208 BP. Once it has, okay, my screen is up, thank you. Okay, so this is where you are. This is the W210C line array. This is so let me get to it here. Thank you. So the wattage is 700 watts. That's the RMS. No, okay, back to the, I'm still at the RMS. Yes. So these are double 10-inch line array, two-way. So double 10-inch line array, two-way. This is 700 watts. That's the RMS wattage. And then the sensitivity is 135 dB to 103 dB. And this is, of course, placed at 8 ohm. If we want more information on that, I can give you, for instance, hold on 1 minute. Okay, so for instance, the peak wattage is 2800 watts for the LF, and the peak wattage for the HF is 480. The SPL is 128 dB, and the HCF, that's for the LF, and the HF, the SPL is 136 dB peak. Of course, the LF is at 8 ohms, HF is at 8 ohms. So the next one on the list I think I saw is the monitor, the CV monitor, right? Yes. So this is our floor monitor. Of course, this is very popular. Now, let me explain why we chose some, and not every day. I'm not going to be able to review all of our products. CVR has 3 sets of, for our speakers, we have 3 sets of series. So we have the CV series, we have the K series, and we have the Q series. The Q, that's Q for Queen. So the Q series is our lowest series, but it's still very, very powerful compared to some of the products you will find inside the market. So the CV series is our highest range of product. And now Lagos, the market is different. Lagos, we prefer to use the CV series because that's the one that can withstand. It's just like let me just give you an example with cars. I drive driven several Toyota cars. If you've driven say a Camry and a Corolla, the Corolla is more fuel efficient, but it doesn't have the bite to speed. You understand? So it's the same thing with the Q series, for instance, and the CV series. The Q series is price friendly. It's market entry level, while the CV series, is for if you want the bite or you want to get larger sound, you go for the CV series. So now let me go back to the CV122M. So we have the CV122M and we have the CV122MP. The CV122M is the 12 inches floor monitor. 12 inches floor monitor. Of course, if you look at the shape, is broad and different. This runs that's the LFD. It runs at 500 watts RMS. The RMS is 500 watts, and then at peak it runs at 2000 watts. It's runs between 130 dB and of course 99 dB for the HF, and then for the active active, comes with a DSP if you want. The next is the picture is different. That's not the picture that should be there. The picture should be a different thing. I think they put the wrong picture, but this is not the CV. The next, this is the CV181C, but written on it is the CV28. CV28, it's a double 18 inches subwoofer. Now, for the CV series, we have 2 different double 18 inches subwoofer. We have the CV218C and then the CV28. The CV218C, the power rating is 1600 at, that's the RMS. But the CV28, the power rating is 2000 watts RMS. Both are good, but The CV28 is bigger, and they call it the earthquake, because of the sound. Sound engineers like Oye and Mr. Paul, or maybe you go to Secret Palace here, that's the club. Go there, you'll be able to see the CV28 and what it can do. So the power rating is 2000 watts, and then it runs at 102 dB. I'll jump the amp and then go to the CV122D. The CV122D is full range, the single 12 inches full range, very powerful. Again, this is what clubs and some big players in the the entertainment industry want to use. If you go to like I mentioned, maybe Secret Palace, you see it at display. CV122D is very, very powerful. A single 12 inches full range speaker. The wattage RMS is 400 watts and then runs on 128 dB. Really very, very powerful. And the punch, one of the major things about the CV series full range is the punch. It can give you the whole sound, the whole a complete sound, and it still has a powerful height to it. That's why maybe entertainers like to use the CV series. Another thing I have to mention about CVR speakers is we pay very particular attention to our tweeters. That's our HF, the high frequency. Now, if you're using any of the CV series, it hardly will the high frequency, cave in. But even if it's the Q series you're using, one thing you can hear about it is that it's not like I've seen situations where speakers are working perfectly, but the HF is not giving commensurate amount of bringing in commensurate amount of effort to the sound. But for the CVR speakers, the sound is whole, whether it's the three-way, if you're using any of our three-way speakers, whether it's the high frequency or the mid frequency or the low frequency, all works together. And then inside is a very powerful crossover that protects both your HF, your MF, and of course your LF. All right. The next for me to look at is that, of course, I talked about it, the CVR CV218C. I told you it runs on the wattage RMS is 1600 watts. Very, very, very good and affordable. Now, the CV28 is costlier. It's costly. How you will be able to define, of course, the CV28 has about 4 handles to carry it because it's heavier. The CV218C is just about 2 handles to carry it. Still a very good, again, like I said, it can give most of the subs you find in the market, it can give them most of them a run for their money. But just when it comes to sound, one has to be higher and one has to be lower. The next is the T218C sub. This is not known much here in Lagos. I think I've gone here. You're still at the CV. I'm a bit down more. The CV218C sub is the T218C sub. I mean to say the T218C sub is also very powerful. Same wattage as the CV28, but this is sleeker. While you can use the CV828, outdoors, you can also use the T218C indoors. It's sleek. It's for a smaller space. If you're looking to use it in a smaller space, the T218C is your go-to speaker. Of course, if you look at, you can see the XPL and of course the sensitivity. Now, just below this, you'll find the Q122M monitor. So the Q series, again, like I said, if you notice, the chip is different from the shape of the CV. The Q122M monitor is also very, very powerful. This is a single 12 inches monitor, but again, it's entry level, and of course, it's affordable, but delivers optimum sound. So this is, if you notice, while the CV122M runs on 400 watts RMS, this runs on 300 watts RMS. All right, if we can go up a little, just above this, you'll get to the CV123D. The CV123D, and that's a very powerful speaker. That's one of our very powerful speaker. Why we don't play with this speaker is because it is, we call it small but mighty. Recently supplied it to a church in somewhere in Abia State. Very small. Is a double 12 inches full range. It's still two-way, but it's double 12 inches, and the sound is so clean. When we are called for demonstration and we don't want to throw our weight around or showcase anything big, we go with the CV123D because we know it will deliver exact sound, and it can fit in maybe into a car or fit into a small space. For instance, if there is a club that wants to, or a church that doesn't have big spaces, imagine when you put a Q215B, the big speaker, in and put it on a sub, sometimes it occupies space. They want to get same amount of sound, but want to use a very smaller space. The CV123D double 12-inch full range, of course, is your go-to speaker. It runs at 800 watts. That's the RMS, and it is very, very powerful. Just below it is the Q215B. Now, this is our best seller. This is, I know some people here that have used it, it's our best seller because, number one, it's affordable. Number two, it delivers the exact sound that people are looking for and can compete with most of the speakers you'll find in the market space. The Q215B is a double 15 inches full range, double 15 inches, of course, and it's two-way. So you see the tweeter and then the speaker. If you remove the net, if you look at the picture just by the side, you see how big the tweeter is. At RMS, it runs at 900 watts, but the peak wattage is 3,600 watts. Now, like I mentioned before, one of the things about our speaker is that it is really very rugged. I remember it was in the year 2016, while we were, still growing the brand. No, it wasn't 2016. This is 2000 and to be very short, maybe somewhere 2018, while we were, trying to get to people to know about the CVR brand and all of that. I have supplied this particular speaker, the Q215B, to a church in Calabar. And, do I mention that all of our speakers, or at least most of them, you can fly them. So they decided to fly it, and then they put it on top, very high space. And they didn't secure it very well. Poor job. I wasn't around. They had used it for maybe, say, 3 months. And they left after service one day. They came back and found out that it had, it fell from where they hung it on the roof to the floor. They brought it out, tested it, still working very perfectly. Though the wood cracked, there was a major crack on the wood, and that's where they were able to see that this is, people use all sorts of things, particle board and all sorts of things for their speaker body, and they then saw that this truly was plywood, and they didn't fix it. They just kept using it that way, and they are still using it till now, with that. So it tells you that all CVR products are very, 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 very rugged. This Q215B is not an exception. I think that's the speaker we have sold more than every other one. That is in terms of the full range, the point source. because it's affordable. Most people can afford it. And of course, the price is, even if it's a bit high, might not be much different from what you find for other products in the market. Okay, so below that is the CV252D. I'll have to quickly, yeah, I'm almost getting to the CV252D. Now, of course, I've explained to you about the CV and the Q series. The CV252D, it's, of course, it's bigger, you know, and the wattage is more, and this is pure classic. When you use the CV252D, though costlier than the Q215B, but very, very good, very, very rugged, very, very, again, can tolerate abuse. I have to say this here because, you know, not everybody, not all churches, not all lounges, not all sound, even if you have the best hands, one day somebody will come, you know. Not everybody has the best of hands in managing their sound and all of that. While you are growing and you are listening to things like what Debby is doing to help improve you on your sound journey, you know, there are products that can tolerate abuse a little, so that it's not any small thing, you know, you're rushing to go and fix it and on, are looking for drivers. Now, a little further down is the CV253. CV253. Now, this is our three-way full range. This is different. It's just the same thing with the CV252D, but this is now three-way. So it means it has HF, MF, and of course, LF. The wattage 1000. So even the speaker inside is bigger than the CV252D. At the end, I'll still give chance for questions. And I've talked about, I don't know if you can still hear me. I'll finish off with the line array before we can now go to the amplifiers. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so we have for our biggest sound, of course, our biggest line array is the three-way line array. Of course, you can see the picture, W123 line array. For that, I want to be able to, hold on, see if I can get it up. Hold on a bit. Yes, that's the one. So the W123 line array is our state-of-the-art line array, you know. That's like our flagship line array. Very, 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 very powerful. Trying to get more details on it. Just give me a second, 1 minute. Hold on. Oh, thank you. Okay. Minutes, just a few more seconds. Let me get this. So I can give you more details on the, okay, yes, here it is. So the W123 line array, of course, the LF is at 1200 watts. The MF is 400 watts and the HF is 240 watts. This is RMS. For the LF, it's 4800 watts peak. MF is 1600 watts peak. And then the HF is 960 watts peak. For the sensitivity, the LF is 106 dB, the MF is 108 dB, and the HF is 111 dB. And then let me tell you, okay, the HF is very big. It's a 3-inch neodymium compression driver with 75 millimeter titanium diaphragm. So again, this is, and inside of it is two, not just one. It's two HF, one MF, and two LF. So that's it for the W123 line array. Same thing, of course, as a W9. The W9 is, again, most specification, same specification, but we'll still have it in stock. That's why I put it up, because we still have it in stock as a W9. Just same specification, but just different body shape, and then still 3-way, and then double LF, double HF, and then one MF. Then finally on the line arrays is the W310 line array. That 3-way double 10-inch line array. So this is 3-way, so it has a HF, MF, and LF. I can give you the specification, the exact specifications on those, for the W310. Right. So the wattage is 700 watts for LF, and then the peak wattage is 2,800 watts. The MF is 250, the HF is 250 watts, and this can drive to 1,000 watts for their peak wattage. LF is 103 dB, and the MF and the HF, of course, is 107 dB. All right, so that's it for speakers. There are more, but I think, again, these are the ones that, that are best sellers and are very popular in the market already. I'll do 2 more things, and then I think if there are questions, I would like to hear them. The first is our amps, the power amps, CVR, of course, before now, there have been 4-channel amps in the market, but one of the things we can take credit for is that we made the 4-channel amp become very, very popular. Like I said, we've been in the ecosystem, so we know. So the 4-channel amp, and till now, everyone knows that CVR 4-channel amps are the best you can find in the market. Initially we started with the KM series, but after a while, and that's one thing I have to say, the Nigerian system is different. For everyone that is into sound, you will find out that you bring some things, test it out in the market, and then find, number one, how well it is accepted. Number two, is how well it performs considering our peculiar situation. Let me give you an example. One of our peculiar situations here in Nigeria is the issue of power. So when we first brought the KM series, we found out that it was a very rugged power amp, but it couldn't tolerate abuse. So at the slightest thing, so that's how it was discontinued. And we found out that the FM series, very powerful, very durable, produces same amount of sound. The sound quality is beautiful, and also can tolerate abuse, especially when it comes to power. If it is well connected and then and properly used, again, proving years and many years that it can deliver the job, and it can tolerate abuse a little. For the FM series, we have 4 different types. I'll start from the smallest and then work my way up. We have the FM 460. The power rating for that at 8 ohms is 600 watts, but at at 4 ohm it is 900 watts. That's for the FM 460. That's per channel. So for each channel, 600 watts at 8 ohms, and then at 9 ohms, at 4 ohms, it is 900 watts. The next is the FM4100. This is the one everybody knows, everybody uses. You know, I think sold not more than 5,000 copies, pieces of this, the FM4100. You know, so it's at 8 ohms, it's 1000 watts per channel, and then at 4 ohms it is 1500 watts per channel. The next is the FM4130. At 8 ohms it is 1300 watts, and then at 4 ohms it is 1950 watts. The biggest, and of course you can use to drive most of our subs and all of that, is the FM4160. This at 8 ohm delivers 1600 watts, and at 4 ohms delivers 2400 watts per channel. So, you know, very very convenient, very suitable for double 18 inches subwoofers and all of that. We also have 2-channel amps. We have the KE series. We have KE 602. We have KE 1002, and we have KE 1202. So 602 is a 2-channel amp. So it delivers 600 at 8 ohms and 900 at 4 ohms. KE 1002 is 1000 at 8 ohms and 15 at 4 ohms per channel. And then the 1202 delivers 1200 watts at 8 ohms, and then 1800 watts at 4 ohms. Finally is the D series. So these are, of course, our digital series. One thing I usually tell people about the D series amp is you have, of course, got to watch your power. You've got to watch your power. Our Nigerian power system is terrible. So if you are sure of your power, we always recommend the D series for you. One of the things why we recommend it is that it's sleek, it's beautiful, and if you're looking for more wattages, of course, you can use the D series. Available in the market, we have the D2002. These are 2-channel. So the D2002 is 2-channel. So this one is at 8 ohms, it delivers 2000 watts. At 4 ohms, it delivers 3000 watts per channel. For the D10, that's our 4-channel D series. This one delivers 1000 watts at 8 ohms and 1000 watts, 1500 at 4 ohms. And that's for 4 channels of the power amp. We also have, of course, the biggest of all is the D3302. Now, this is for running some of our big subs. Some of them I didn't mention. For instance, we have a triple 18-inch sub, and we have a double 21-inch sub. For the, these are high. For instance, for the double 18-inch sub at peak wattage is 14,400 watts. That's the CV318C subwoofer. So you need a very powerful amp to use that. We have the D3302. The 3302 is of course one of our biggest amps. We also have the D2004, but the D330, this delivers 3000 watts at 3000 watts at 8 ohms, and then delivers 3300 watts at 8 ohms, and then 5600 watts at 4 ohms. Now, I think this is my summary. This is the last. Of course, if there are more products you would like to know, I'm very much available here to, as we're taking questions, to tell you about them. Final thing I'll say, and of course, it's a very, very strong, misconception. CVR products have all parts for fixing them available, from the power arms to the speakers. For every of our products, there are parts to be able to fix in case it is abused or in case it gets spoiled. Now, that's one thing we are not really, because the parts you use, if you don't use the exact part in fixing your product when it gets spoiled, you will not get the exact sound you were getting from it before. So the parts are too much. They are not necessarily, cheap, but they are also so very, very affordable considering the cost of the product themselves and what you want to get from them. Yeah, Debbie, so I think this is where I'll stop. I spent, I don't know how long, but this is where I'll stop, for now.
4
If there
o'clock.
are areas you want me to talk to about,
Okay,
I'll be
I
glad.
was even about talking about your after sales service and your warranty.
Okay.
So,
Yes.
is there any warranty? Like warranty?
Again, so yeah, again, so we have to. I'll talk to you about that. Understand it from the market man's point of view, and then I'll speak to you about it from the professional point of view. The
Okay, sir.
market man's point of view when it comes to sound, because of the peculiarity of our Nigerian ecosystem, and I'm sure I've said this over and over again. We don't trust I can trust the power in my office when I'm testing it. I don't trust the power you're going to use to test it in your office, in your space. Do you understand? So people are using all sorts, So from the market man's point of view, it is once you get it, I test it for you, you carry it home, it's working. When I give it to you, everything falls on your head. But that's not how we run it here. Now, it depends. For our products, some of them have warranties for specific parts of them. For instance, the power amps, the transformers, there are warranties for them, 6 months, 1 year, and all up to that. It still doesn't mean when you buy the product, and I know you, and I know you very well, and I know this is purely not out of abuse, but of course, there is warranty for our product. We can take it back, replace the exact same spoiled part, the part that is, bad. Of course, we do things like that. Yeah, so these are part of our after sales services. One of the other things we do for our after sales services is that if you buy any CVR product, especially here in Lagos and most places, and you want us to send our sound person to come along with you to ensure it is properly installed or it is properly managed at that first instance, we have sound engineers that work with us at our expense that we also send to help you, with installation and all of that. Yeah.
Guys, he said at their expense
I did
for
at
their
our expense.
installation. Please kindly highlight that. Okay, somebody else is asking. He said, how do you plan to promote your products going forward? There are sometimes that we have encountered some very good products and all of a sudden they just phase out. I will
True.
keep wondering that how do you plan this the promotion thing, so that it doesn't it's not going to be something that is just in existence for some years and we don't see it again. And again, can it rival for that long?
So yeah, again, product promotion is when that, and again, let's go back to the whole system. When it comes to sound, I studied economics in school. When it comes to sound, there are major players. One of the major players for me are the sound engineers, and popularity amongst or trust among sound engineers is very important to me. Now, we want to promote it that everybody knows about CVR. If you check on our page, maybe on Instagram or Facebook, one of the things we don't do is to put prices and all that. I want visibility for the product, but I also want people to be able to make certain profit from it. I'll tell you, if you come to me and you're dealing with me as a person, I tell you there is what I call the engineer's price. This is our price for only sound engineers, because if the person, maybe an engineer has given the price to someone and the person comes behind the back to call me, as much as I want to sell, I also want the engineer to make profit from it. So that's for me, that this is my own way, is to ensure sustainability, in the sense that the person that refers gets a profit, the person that is selling, which is myself, I also make a profit. So for promotion, I believe that the best way to promote a product is through the sound engineers. But of course, we are doing a lot of promotion. Of course, we are doing Facebook ads and all of that to create awareness. But all of our promotions are mainly to create visibility, so that when people go to a place and hear a sound and may probably see our logo, can connect it with the promo they saw online and all that. But more important for us are the people that play in the market space, the sound engineers, the retailers, and all of that. So for some of our ads, we tell them, consult your marketer or consult your local shop, so that we don't put up price and everybody. I tell you one thing I found out over the years that I've been in this industry: when an engineer is not making profit from your product, he will be quick to refer the person to another product that is making profit from, irrespective of the fact that the product might be good and he likes it. So these are some of the things that are common. Now, we talked about sustainability, and this is one thing. The brand name itself, our product is in line with our name. One of the things, like I said, this business is second generation. My dad has run it and has been known for quality all throughout this year. It's gotten to us. That's one thing we don't want to lose: good name. We would rather not make profit than to probably drop on the quality or not provide the right competition. That's one thing we're not willing to do. So, and another thing I'm doing here is that we're now trying to see, that's our next phase. The first phase of our promotion and to ensure sustainability is that we're going to set up a service center here in Lagos. That's for next year, so that for all of our products, we want to create it that you can get them fixed in 24 hours. You have it, whether it's the amp or speakers and all that,
Okay.
and then we'll promote that, and then we'll create access to it, easy access. Everybody doesn't have to actually come to Alaba, go to Onisha to be able to get it. So yeah,
Okay,
that's for
you
that.
just answered one of the questions. They said, do CVR have a service center in Nigeria? Please, who is your father? Sorry.
So my dad is Nonicha, and his
Okay.
name is T.I. Reward. He has been, of course, the guys that played in the 80s will know him. You know,
Okay.
people like I know say them all, the PV who are initially, the Eastern representative for PV. We played with the guy for a long while before we actually started our own. But that's that. Now back to the service. Of course, we have a service center. It's just that it's not called. It's just where we fix amp. If you bring any of our product, we of course fix it. The issue is that it takes a lot of time for us to fix it, because we've not put in all the machineries to ensure speed. So between now, that's topmost on our priority for next year, is to provide a service center that people can walk into and have their product, or any product for that matter, fixed in 24 hours. Yeah.
What's your social media handle?
So on Facebook, we are at CVR Audio Nigeria. On Instagram, we are at CVR Audio Nigeria. Any of them, you'll be able to see us.
Okay, last question. Somebody said, what is your vision for the CVR brand in Nigerian market?
Access. I want it to so let me use such an example. Redeemed Church had a vision to have CVR, was it Redeemed Church in every street in Nigeria.
Yes.
For us, at least for the next 5 years, our job is to get CVR into every major city in Nigeria. So first and foremost, our vision is access. Let people have access to the product. A product is good, but if people don't have access to it, how would it be able to do the job? So
Yeah.
that's what I would say on that.
Okay. Is there any other question before we call it a day? Any other question? Please kindly send your question. Okay, right now, where are you at Alaba, and which other? Because I saw somebody
So
at Abuja using it. Is there an Abuja store now?
no, so no.
Okay.
So if you are to get CVR product, it's either here in Lagos or from Onitsha, my brother or my dad. But there are other people that are marketing the product everywhere, different in Abuja and all. The only thing is that they have to source from us. At Alaba office is just along the road, directly opposite Airtel office, just as you're heading into Alaba itself, and then in Onitsha. Our office is at TI Reward block. It's a big block, and inside electronics marketing on it. So those are the places you can get them for now. But of course, there are many other agents, people that are reselling, maybe in Benin or Abuja. Some of them are directly connected to us. And of course, like I said, we have special price for them so they can make a profit. Yeah.
Okay. Is there any other question before we call it a day? Okay. Okay, somebody said for the D series, does it has high power protection levels since it is power soft amplifier? And is line array good for church use? And is the line array good for church use?
Okay, so let me start with the last and then move to the first quickly. I'm not a licensed professional sound engineer, but I know there are plenty of churches that are using line arrays, and our line arrays are being used in church. For instance, if you go to Koinonia, and you can call some names of churches that are
Please
using
call some name of churches for us.
Yes, so if you go to Dominion City headquarters here in Lagos,
One.
Koinonia is Apostle Selman's church in Abuja. They're using CVR. Bishop Abioye's church is using CVR, and I can call some churches in Warri, Winners Church, or in Port Harcourt, a lot of Winners Church, Christ Embassy too. Initially, you go to the headquarters of Christ Embassy here in Lagos, it was CVR they are using. So yeah, there are a lot of churches using CVR products here, and lounges, and there's no space you call, and I can't tell you one or two places that are the major players in the industry that are using CVR. Then on the protection for the D series yes, there is protection, and I will advise you, even if there is protection, get extra protection. Get maybe a UPS, or get what's it called, power sequencer, smart power sequencer, that will be able to protect it adequately. But like I said, the Nigerian power issue is not helping. Actually, it's not.
Okay. You've answered this question already. I don't know what the person is asking again. Okay, maybe he just joined and is asking the question. Say, can we say the amplifiers can withstand power surge in the country? You've said something.
Yes. So for of course, the H series, that's the H series, that's FM series. Again, much more tolerant for abuse when it comes, because these are transformer arms. Transformer arms are more durable, and they can withstand, power surges. But like I said, that it can withstand it for a while. Everybody has a limit that they can take when it comes to power and everything. So the best is, if you're using it's not all these sequencers we find in the market. You have to go and get professional smart power sequencer that can give you proper reading of your power, and then use it. For instance, one of the power sequencers we used, you can put a range with, if it goes beyond that range, when it comes to power, it will just trip off. So yeah, you can also use that to help give you extra protection for your, and advise, even if they say something is good, don't trust not just by the word of the person. And we have
Yeah.
a lot of people that have proven it. You go to an extra extent to make sure you provide an extra layer of protection for your arms. Yeah.
Okay. Somebody asked. Okay, we have 2 more slots for questions. Please ask your question now because we have to round up in the next 10 minutes. Okay, he said like I like to know the meaning of the abbreviation you are mentioning, CVR. What's CVR?
Okay. Yes. I can tell you that. Hold on. I'm very sure. Of course, when you use something for too long, trying to just give me 1 second. Hold on. These things, once they ask you the question, the thing will just run off your mind. Something that you've carried around with for your life.
Abby.
But no, is I once, when I was looking for job in the bank, I once went to, I studied economics. They asked me, tell us the meaning of economics, and I couldn't remember it again. So, but it happens like that.
It happens.
Yeah.
The love of money makes it happen.
Yeah, just maybe. Hold on. Sorry, I'm trying to get it. Somewhere I put it in my. But I remember the last one is reliability. I think the first, the C is for certified. Oh my God. Okay.
Okay.
If I'm able to get it, I'll just post it. If it comes to mind, I'll just post it. Sorry about that. But it's just one that keeps coming to mind. Hmm?
Okay. He's going to paste it. He's a very busy man.
I just everything again. You just hanging above my office is the sign with the meaning, but still can't just remember.
Okay. Okay, let me
All right, there's
personally
another question. Why I look
okay.
great?
Okay, I'm listening to you. Okay.
Yeah,
Another question is that of all products in this in this audio industry, let me say in the global, why did you choose CVR to represent them?
good question. Good question. Good question. So 2013 now. Um, like I told you, we did not just start selling sound. We've represented PV here in Nigeria
Yeah.
before. Not in Nigeria, of course, just for the southeast, and we were, major player. Like I said, my dad has been in the industry since 1980. So when we were looking for the product to bring in, we were looking at what will give Nigerians exactly, if you want to get maybe a DB tech or some of these real professional sound that the products are very, very costly. So what can give us that sound and still be within reach when it comes to finances? What
Mhm.
is very peculiar to the Nigerian sound ecosystem that will thrive, not that will deliver the exact quality and still not be way beyond reach. So, and that's what we considered before we stand. Then we tested, of course. For if you know us, you know me. For
Yeah.
every sound fair to whether it's NAM show or ISCM, or that is Integrated System Europe, ISCE, or whether it's Music Messe or any of the fairs that they do in China. We go every year to ensure that we're still, we're not off track. So we go every year, listen to the sound from other producers and other people producing sound, and then compare with what we have so that the people that buy our product are not left behind. So, yeah, and we felt that CVR is the best fit for the Nigerian ecosystem, and that's why we started representing them here. Thank you.
Let me go through other social media to see if there's any other question. Then we can call it a day from here.
Did you hear
We
me?
really,
Okay.
we really appreciate your presence and honoring, because I know it's not easy to get you to sit down and talk to us. Though we know it's marketing strategy, but you're already gaining the ground. But we still appreciate that you still honor us. Okay, let me quickly check if there's any other question. Any other question? Okay, I think there is no other.
Well, thank you. And what can you
Yeah. Yes, I can hear you, sir.
hear me now?
Yes, we can. Hello? Network.
So much you're doing a very powerful job, and God's grace and God's speed to all your efforts. Thank
you
you.
so
I
much.
felt proud too that you
Thank you.
reached out to me.
Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us today. We can't appreciate everybody enough for sparing your time at this particular time, for sparing your time to join us today to discover more of CVR. So right now we'll call it a day. We have a WhatsApp group, and we are going to show you our next program. We're going to be interviewing somebody representing Waves Mixer in Nigeria. Are you excited about it? Shogia is the one representing this mixer, and this mixer, it's almost everywhere. We can't talk about how expensive it is, but let's talk about the function of this in our markets today. So this is our next product review. So if you know you want to go to the YouTube to browse about it, kindly do so that when we bring the representative, you can bombard the representative. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Have a great day, everyone. Time. And I hope it's very educative. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much.